Welcome to day 11 of the 30-day English shadowing challenge. Hello everyone, and welcome back to English with Suma. Today is day 11, and today, I don't want you to think about work. I don't want you to think about your worries. I don't want you to think about yesterday. And I don't want you to worry about tomorrow. Today, I want you to take a little journey with me. A journey into nature. So put on your headphones. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And imagine that you are standing somewhere beautiful. Somewhere peaceful, somewhere far away from the noise of everyday life. Imagine the sound of birds. The sound of leaves moving in the wind. The sound of waves touching the shore. Feel the cool breeze on your face. Look at the sky above you. And slowly, let yourself be present. Today, we are going to travel through mountains, forests, rivers, waterfalls, beaches, flowers, birds, clouds, sunsets, the moon, and the stars. So don't just listen, imagine, and most importantly, repeat every sentence aloud. Let's begin our journey. Part 1, the mountains. Imagine standing at the foot of a mountain. Look up. The mountain rises quietly toward the sky. It is tall. It is strong. It is peaceful. You can see green trees covering its slopes. You can see small clouds moving around the peaks. The air feels cool and fresh. Take a deep breath. Breathe in the fresh mountain air. And slowly breathe out. There is something special about mountains. They don't hurry. They don't make noise. They simply stand there, quietly, patiently, strongly. For hundreds and thousands of years, mountains have watched the world change. They have seen generations come and go. They have seen storms. They have seen sunshine. They have seen rain. And they remain standing. Perhaps mountains can teach us something. We don't always have to rush. Sometimes we can simply stand strong. Sometimes we can be quiet. Sometimes we can take our time. Look at the mountain. Look at its beautiful shape. Look at the sunlight touching its peak. And remember, there is beauty in being still. Repeat. There is beauty in being still. Part 2. Walking through a forest. Now imagine that you are walking through a forest. There are tall trees all around you. Some trees are young. Some trees are very old. Their branches stretch toward the sky. Their leaves move gently in the breeze. Listen carefully. Can you hear the birds? Can you hear the leaves? Can you hear the wind moving between the trees? The forest is alive. Everywhere you look, something is growing. Tiny plants are growing near the ground. Flowers are opening. Birds are flying from one tree to another. Butterflies are moving from flower to flower. The sunlight passes through the leaves. Small pieces of sunlight fall onto the ground. You walk slowly. There is no need to hurry. You don't need to reach anywhere. You simply walk, step by step. You feel the earth beneath your feet. You feel the cool air around you. You smell the trees. You hear the sounds of nature. And for a moment, you forget about everything else. You are simply there, present, peaceful, alive. Part 3, the sound of birds. Now stop walking. Stand quietly. Look up at the trees. A little bird is sitting on a branch. It begins to sing. Another bird answers. Then another. Soon, the forest feels like a natural orchestra. Every bird has its own voice. Some sounds are soft. Some are loud. Some are cheerful. Some are gentle. And together, they create something beautiful. Birds don't worry about whether their voices are perfect. They simply sing. Perhaps we can learn something from them. We don't always need to be perfect before we express ourselves. We can simply begin. We can use our voice. We can speak. We can sing. We can try. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. Just like the birds, use your voice. Part 4, the river. Now imagine that you are sitting beside a river. The water is moving gently. It flows around the rocks. It moves forward without stopping. The river doesn't fight with every stone in its path. It simply finds another way. Sometimes the water moves quickly. Sometimes it moves slowly, but it continues. There is something beautiful about a river. It reminds us that life is also a journey. Sometimes the road is smooth. Sometimes there are obstacles. Sometimes we have to change direction. But we can continue moving. We don't have to know everything about the future. We simply need to take the next step. Look at the river. Watch the water. Listen to its gentle sound. And breathe. Keep moving forward. Part 5, the waterfall. Now imagine hearing a waterfall in the distance. You walk toward the sound. The sound becomes louder. And suddenly, you see it. Water is falling from a great height. It crashes onto the rocks below. Tiny drops of water float through the air. The sunlight touches them. And for a moment, you can see a rainbow. The waterfall is powerful, but it is also beautiful. It doesn't try to control everything. It simply flows. It falls. It moves. It continues. Stand there for a moment. Feel the cool mist on your face. Listen to the water. Let your mind become quiet. Sometimes, nature doesn't need words. Sometimes, the sound of water is enough. Part 6, Flowers and Gardens. Now imagine walking through a beautiful garden. There are flowers everywhere. Red flowers, yellow flowers, pink flowers, white flowers, purple flowers. Each one has its own color, its own shape, its own fragrance. Look closely. A tiny flower may look small, but it can make an entire garden more beautiful. And perhaps that's another lesson from nature. You don't have to be the biggest. You don't have to be the loudest. You don't have to be perfect. Even something small can bring beauty into the world. A kind word can make someone's day better. A smile can make someone feel welcome. A small act of kindness can mean more than we realize. Like a tiny flower, you can make a difference. Part 7, The Sunset. Now imagine that it is evening. The sun is slowly moving toward the horizon. The sky begins to change. Blue becomes orange. Orange becomes pink. Pink becomes purple. The clouds become golden. Everything looks softer. The trees become dark silhouettes against the colorful sky. The whole world seems to slow down. You stand quietly and watch. You don't take a picture. You don't check your phone. You simply watch. The sun slowly disappears, and you realize something beautiful. The day is ending, but that doesn't mean everything is ending. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again. Every sunset carries a promise of another sunrise. And perhaps life is like that too. Some days end badly. Some chapters are difficult. Some moments feel dark, but darkness doesn't last forever. A new morning will come. Part 8, The Beach. Now let's travel to the ocean. Imagine standing on a beautiful beach. The sand is warm beneath your feet. The ocean stretches endlessly in front of you. You hear the waves. They come closer. They touch the shore. And then they slowly move back. Again, and again, and again. The ocean never gets tired of moving. The wind touches your face. You can smell the salty air. You can hear the seagulls. You look toward the horizon. The sky and the ocean seem to meet. You suddenly realize how small we are compared with the world around us. The ocean is enormous. The sky is endless. And yet, you are here, standing on this little piece of earth, breathing, living, experiencing this moment. Take a deep breath, and listen to the waves. Let them remind you, everything changes. Waves come, waves go, feelings come, feelings go, difficult moments come, and eventually, they pass. The sky and clouds. Now lie down on the sand. Look up, look at the sky. There are soft white clouds moving slowly. Some clouds look like animals. Some look like mountains. Some look like ships. As children, we used to look at clouds and imagine different shapes. We didn't need an app. We didn't need entertainment. We simply looked at the sky. Maybe we should do that more often. Look up. The sky doesn't ask anything from you. It doesn't ask you to be successful. It doesn't ask you to be perfect. It simply exists above you. And sometimes, looking at the sky can remind us that our problems are only one small part of a much bigger world. Part 10, Rain. Now imagine dark clouds slowly covering the sky. The wind becomes cooler. And then, one drop of rain falls. Then another. And suddenly, it starts raining. The sound of rain fills the world. Rain touches the leaves. Rain touches the roof. Rain touches the ground. The smell of wet earth rises into the air. There is something deeply peaceful about listening to rain from inside a quiet room. You sit near the window. You watch the drops slide down the glass. The world outside looks fresh and clean. Trees look greener. The air feels cooler. And you realize that rain is not just water. Rain is renewal. Rain gives life to plants. It fills rivers. It nourishes the earth. Sometimes, what looks like a dark cloud can bring something beautiful. Part 11, The Moon. Now imagine that night has arrived. The sky is dark. The world has become quiet. And then you look up. There is the moon. Maybe it is a full moon. Maybe it is only a thin crescent. But it is shining. Softly. Quietly. Beautifully. The moon doesn't need to be loud to be noticed. Its gentle light is enough. Imagine sitting outside at night. The cool air touches your skin. The trees move gently in the wind. The moon shines above you. Everything feels slower. Everything feels calmer. Look at the moon. And take a deep breath. Sometimes, peace is not found by doing more. Sometimes, peace is found by simply sitting still. Part 12, The Stars. Now look higher. Look beyond the moon. Look at the stars. Thousands of tiny lights are scattered across the night sky. Some stars are brighter. Some are faint. But together, they create something magical. When we look at the stars, we realize how enormous the universe is. Our worries may feel huge when we are standing inside them. But when we look at the night sky, we see a much bigger picture. The universe is vast, the earth is beautiful, and our time here is precious. So don't spend every moment worrying about things that haven't happened. Don't spend every moment regretting things you cannot change. Look at the stars, take a breath, and appreciate the fact that you are here. You are alive, you are experiencing this moment. And that is something beautiful. Part 13, A Night Under the Stars. Imagine lying on a blanket under the open sky. There are no buildings around you. No traffic, no noise, just nature. The grass is cool beneath you. The wind is gentle, the moon is above you. The stars are everywhere, you can hear insects in the distance. You can hear the leaves moving. And for a moment, you feel completely free. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to become anyone else. You are simply yourself, under the same sky that people have looked at for thousands of years. The same moon, the same stars, the same beautiful earth, and suddenly, you feel grateful. Grateful for life, grateful for nature, grateful for the people you love, grateful for another day. Part 14, Nature Teaches Us. Nature is not only beautiful. Nature also teaches us. Mountains teach us strength. Rivers teach us to keep moving. Trees teach us patience. Flowers teach us to bloom in our own time. Birds teach us to use our voice. The ocean teaches us to accept change. The sky teaches us to dream. The moon teaches us that even a quiet light can shine in darkness. And the stars remind us that even small lights can make the night beautiful. Nature doesn't speak like humans do. But if we pay attention, it has many lessons to teach us. Seedling Part 15, Come Back to Nature. Today, we spend so much time looking at screens. We wake up and check our phones. We work on computers. We watch videos. We scroll through social media. And sometimes, we forget to look outside. So today, try something simple. Go outside, look at a tree, listen to the birds, watch the clouds, feel the sunlight, walk barefoot on the grass if it is safe to do so. Sit near water, watch the sunset, look at the moon, look at the stars. You don't need to travel to another country. You don't need an expensive vacation. Nature may be closer than you think. Sometimes, beauty is waiting just outside your window. Final shadowing practice. Now let's practice some beautiful sentences together. Listen carefully, and repeat aloud. Nature reminds me to slow down. The mountains teach me to stay strong. The river teaches me to keep moving forward. The trees remind me to be patient. The flowers remind me that everyone blooms in their own time. The ocean teaches me to accept change. The sky reminds me that there is always more to discover. The moon shows me that quiet light can still shine. The stars remind me that even small lights can brighten the darkness. I don't need to rush through every moment of my life. Sometimes, I simply need to stop and breathe. I can find peace in the sound of rain. I can find beauty in a sunset. I can find calmness under the night sky. And now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the mountains. Imagine the trees. Imagine the birds. Imagine the river. Imagine the waterfall. Imagine the ocean. Imagine the sunset. Imagine the moon. Imagine the stars. And say, I am grateful for the beauty of nature. Again, I am grateful for the beauty of nature. One more time, I am grateful for the beauty of nature. Closing. And now, slowly, come back to the present moment. Take one deep breath, and let it out slowly. I hope that for these few minutes, you felt like you were somewhere peaceful. Maybe you were walking through a forest. Maybe you were sitting beside a river. Maybe you were standing on a beach. Maybe you were watching the sunset. Or maybe you were lying under a sky full of stars. That is the magic of nature. You don't always have to travel far to find peace. Sometimes, you simply need to slow down enough to notice what is already around you. So the next time you feel tired, go outside. Look at the sky, listen to the birds, feel the wind, watch the trees, and remember that you are part of this beautiful world too. Thank you so much for joining me for day 11 of the 30-day English Shadowing Challenge. If you enjoyed this peaceful English shadowing practice, please like this video, share it with someone who is learning English, and subscribe to English with Suma. Red heart. And don't forget, practice aloud. Stay consistent, keep listening, keep speaking. I'll see you tomorrow for day 12. Until then, take a deep breath, look at the sky, and enjoy the little beauty around you. Keep learning, keep speaking, keep growing.